Music and Art 7, Quarter 2, Lesson 2. Conventional traditional or local folk music common to the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Theater arts, puppetry, and festivals. Learning competency. After this lesson, you must be able to explain the similarities in terms of contexts across the regions and the Philippines with selected Southeast Asian countries through their use of subjects, themes, concepts, mediums, processes, techniques, and/or practices. Objectives. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to identify the unique and shared elements of traditional puppetry and festival performances in the Philippines and selected Southeast Asian countries. Explain how these theater forms use subjects, themes, concepts, mediums, processes, techniques, and practices that reflect cultural values and historical contexts. Perform tasks demonstrating an understanding of the similarities in the traditional theater practices. Engaging and motivational activity. Video presentation or slideshow. Objective: encourage students to share their initial thoughts on the similarities and differences they observe. Begin with a brief video or slideshow showing traditional puppetry, example, Wayang Kulit, and scenes from the Ati-Atihan and Sinulog festivals. Introduction. Conventional traditional or local folk music and arts, pre-war, common to the Philippines and Southeast Asia, explores the rich cultural heritage of Southeast Asia, particularly in theater forms like puppetry and festival performances. These art forms, rooted in centuries-old traditions, reflect the deep cultural connections among Southeast Asian countries through shared themes, storytelling techniques, and symbolic practices. By studying these traditional art forms, we gain insight into how Southeast Asian societies celebrate their identities and pass down values through generations. Puppetry, Wayang Kulit. Wayang Kulit, the traditional shadow puppetry of Indonesia, is a storytelling art form that dates back over 1,000 years. Originating from Java and Bali, it uses intricate, handcrafted leather puppets to project shadows on a screen, with a skilled puppeteer, or dalang, controlling the puppets and narrating stories that often center around the Hindu epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Accompanied by the traditional gamelan orchestra, Wayang Kulit serves not only as entertainment but as a medium for conveying moral and philosophical lessons. Puppetry, Wayang Kaluluwa. In the Philippines, a similar form of shadow puppetry emerged as Wayang Kaluluwa, which adapted local folklore and indigenous themes to reflect Filipino culture. While not as widespread, Wayang Kaluluwa exemplifies how cultural elements from neighboring countries were localized to resonate with Filipino audiences, illustrating shared Southeast Asian values and storytelling techniques that revolve around moral teachings and cultural myths. Festival performances. Ati-Atihan Festival. Ati-Atihan Festival. Philippines. Southeast Asian festivals often blend theatrical elements with religious and cultural symbolism. In the Philippines, Ati-Atihan Festival, held in Kalibo, Aklan, is one of the oldest in the country, celebrating the Ita people's acceptance of settlers from Borneo. It features vibrant dances, colorful costumes, and rhythmic music, reflecting both Christian and indigenous beliefs. Performers often paint their faces in black to resemble the Ita people, emphasizing community spirit and cultural heritage. Festival performances, Sinulog Festival. Sinulog Festival. Philippines. Sinulog Festival, held in Cebu, this festival honors the Santo Niño, Child Jesus, with an elaborate procession and dance performances that mirror the traditional Sinulog dance, a symbolic reenactment of pre-colonial devotion to the native gods. It represents the blend of indigenous practices and Catholic faith that has shaped Filipino identity over centuries. Festival performances, Phi Ta Khon. Phi Ta Khon. Thailand. The Phi Ta Khon festival combines theatrical performance with spirit worship. Known for its colorful ghost masks and lively parade, this festival allows villagers to honor ancestral spirits and pray for prosperity. The event is steeped in Buddhist and animist traditions and features masked characters and dance performances that are both entertaining and spiritually meaningful. These theater and festival performances often explore themes of religious devotion, community celebration, and moral storytelling. In Wayang Kulit and Wayang Kaluluwa, puppets represent divine beings and heroic figures who grapple with moral dilemmas, providing audiences with lessons on virtue, honor, and humility. Similarly, the themes of Adi-Adihan, Sinolog, and Phi Ta Khon focus on community unity, spiritual connection, and ancestral reverence. By blending performance with ritual, these festivals underscore shared Southeast Asian values of respect for tradition, devotion, and community cohesion. Unique and shared elements of puppetry and festival performances. Unique elements. Indonesia's Wayang Kulit uses shadow puppets with intricate designs, often based on Hindu epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and requires a skilled dalang, puppeteer, to narrate and control multiple puppets simultaneously. It is usually accompanied by a gamelan orchestra, creating an immersive experience. Philippine festivals, Adi-Adihan and Sinolog feature vibrant street dances, costumes, and face painting that connect directly with local history and spirituality. These festivals often incorporate indigenous traditions with Christian elements, reflecting the Philippines' unique blend of indigenous and colonial influences. Thailand's Phi Ta Khon, known for its elaborate ghost masks and costumes, emphasizing ancestral spirit worship and community unity, with animist and Buddhist influences that distinguish it from neighboring festivals. Shared elements. Use of masks and costumes. Both puppetry and festival performances use masks and costumes to embody spirits, heroes, or ancestral figures, creating a visually engaging representation of cultural symbols. Community and religious themes. Many performances, such as Wayang Kulit and the Sinolog Festival, integrate themes of religious devotion and community celebration. These reflect the importance of spirituality and collective identity in Southeast Asian societies. Storytelling techniques. Narratives in both puppetry, like Wayang Kulit, and festivals, like Adi-Adihan, convey moral teachings, often through mythological or historical characters, connecting audiences to cultural values and lessons. Cultural reflections through subjects, themes, and techniques. Subjects and themes. Moral and religious lessons. Many traditional performances, like Wayang Kulit, depict stories that communicate ethical or spiritual values. Themes like good versus evil, respect for ancestors, and community loyalty appear frequently, illustrating core Southeast Asian beliefs, ancestral and spiritual reverence. Festivals like Thailand's Phi Ta Khon emphasize connection with ancestors and local spirits, encouraging respect for one's heritage. The Adi-Adihan and Sinolog festivals similarly incorporate indigenous and Catholic elements, blending community devotion with cultural pride. Concepts and mediums. Symbolism in puppets and masks. Puppetry and festivals often use masks and puppets that embody spiritual or mythological figures, which symbolize the connection to both past traditions and spiritual beliefs. Dance and music integration. The use of traditional music and dance unifies puppetry and festivals as performance arts that go beyond storytelling, inviting community participation and reflecting historical practices through rhythmic and expressive forms. Processes and techniques. Puppetry techniques. In Indonesia's Wayang Kulit, the dalang's manipulation of puppets is complex, requiring coordination of storytelling, musical timing, and puppet movement. This technical skill demonstrates a deep respect for tradition and discipline. Festival performance practices. In festivals like Adi-Adihan, participants take part in dances, chanting, and processionals, often improvising within the structure of the festival, which demonstrates a communal, inclusive approach to cultural celebration. Reflection questions. Why do you think puppetry and festival performances are important in cultural preservation? How do these traditional theater forms reflect the values of their communities? Why puppetry and festival performances are important for cultural preservation? Puppetry and festival performances are important for cultural preservation because, first, it keeps history alive. Puppetry and festivals, like Wayang Kulit and Adi-Atihan, tell stories from history and mythology, passing these down to the next generation. Second, it brings people together. Festivals unite communities, strengthening bonds and pride in shared traditions. And lastly, teaches values. Puppetry shows moral lessons through stories, while festivals celebrate gratitude, resilience, and faith. How do these traditional theater forms reflect the values of their communities? Spirituality and devotion. Both art forms are deeply intertwined with religious and spiritual practices. For example, the Wayang Kulit often portrays stories from the Ramayana or Mahabharata, emphasizing themes of dharma, duty, and karma, action. Similarly, the Adi-Atihan festival celebrates the Santo Niño, showcasing the community's faith and gratitude, resilience and celebration of life. Festivals like Thailand's Phi Ta Khon demonstrate the community's ability to honor their ancestors and face life's challenges with vibrancy and humor, reflecting values of resilience and positivity, cultural pride and identity. These traditions emphasize the uniqueness of local practices while also highlighting shared values across Southeast Asia, such as respect for heritage, unity, and storytelling, which are central to the community's identity. In essence, puppetry and festival performances not only preserve cultural narratives but also serve as dynamic expressions of the community's values, ensuring that these traditions remain relevant for future generations. Performance Task 1. Create a traditional puppet. Task: students will design and create a traditional puppet inspired by Wayang Kulit, Indonesia, or Wayang Kaluluwa, Philippines. The puppet must reflect cultural details and incorporate symbolic designs related to Southeast Asian traditions. Each student will also provide a short written explanation of the puppet's significance, including the themes or values it represents. Ensure that your artwork is aligned to the rubrics presented. Performance Task 2. Festival Presentation. Task: students will create a group presentation about a Southeast Asian festival. Example: Adi-Atihan, Sinologue, Phi Ta Khon. The presentation should include costumes, music, and a short reenactment of key cultural practices that reflect the festival's values and significance. Ensure that your performance is aligned to the rubrics presented. Assessment: theater arts, puppetry and festivals. Instruction: choose the correct answer for each question. 10 items. 1. What is the traditional shadow puppetry from Indonesia that uses intricate leather puppets and is accompanied by a gamelan orchestra? A. Wayang Kaluluwa. B. Wayang Kulit. C. Phi Ta Khon. D. Sinologue. 2. Which Filipino adaptation of puppetry focuses on local folklore and Filipino cultural themes? A. Wayang Kaluluwa. B. Wayang Kulit. C. Adi-Atihan. D. Sinologue. 3. The dalong in Indonesian Wayang Kulit performances is responsible for: A. Designing the puppets. B. Narrating the story and manipulating the puppets. C. Playing the gamelan instruments. D. Organizing the festival. 4. Which Philippine festival is celebrated in Cebu and honors the Santo Niño with prayerful dances? A. Adi-Atihan. B. Sinologue. C. Phi Ta Khon. D. Pahiyas. 5. The Ati-Atihan festival features A. Ghost masks and animist traditions. B. Street dancing, face painting, and rhythmic drumming. C. Gamelan music and shadow puppetry. D. Buddhist chanting and storytelling. 6. The Phi Ta Khon festival in Thailand celebrates A. Harvest festivals and crop blessings. B. Community unity and ancestral spirits. C. The Hindu epic Ramayana. D. Christian saints and their miracles. 7. What is a shared theme between Wayang Kulit and traditional Southeast Asian festivals? A. Ancestral and spiritual reverence. B. Romantic storytelling. C. Celebrating modern technology. D. Highlighting political events. 8. The masks used in Phi Ta Khon are primarily designed to A. Represent Hindu deities. B. Depict the stories of Buddha. C. Embody spirits and supernatural beings. D. Showcase modern art styles. 9. Which of the following describes the primary purpose of traditional puppetry in Southeast Asia? A. Entertainment and showcasing talent. B. Spiritual teaching and moral storytelling. C. Promoting tourism in local areas. D. Displaying economic wealth. 10. What is one similarity between Ati-Atihan and Phi Ta Khon? A. Both use puppets to tell stories. B. Both involve masks, music, and community celebration. C. Both originated from Hindu epics. D. Both are celebrated exclusively in the Philippines. Through the vibrant art of puppetry and the lively rhythms of festival performances, Southeast Asia preserves its soul, where tradition, storytelling, and cultural identity harmonize to connect the past with the present. Thank you for watching.